Buying an air rifle on the second-hand market, the private purchase can be risky. You can get a bargain or a lemon.
Too late will be the cry when the man with the bargains has passed you by.
But we rolled the dice, we bought one, we stripped it right down, worked some magic and got it running sweet with both pellets and slugs in sub 12. We'll show you the most extensive pellet versus slug test in sub 12 anywhere on YouTube. Come with us in this roller coaster, we'll show you the highs, the good, like this exceptional accuracy. We'll interrogate and understand the bad, and we won't shy away from the ugly. Making a private purchase and I can't collect, so I usually ask if they can take it to their local RFD and transfer it to mine. In this case, Ronnie Sunshine's Burkamps had kindly offered to receive it. You'll find out what it is in just a minute. One of the few types of air rifle that we think will shoot slugs as well as pellets. While the paperwork's being filled in, I do like to look around and see if there are any bargains. These are brand new to come with manufacturer's warranty, a luxury that we're not going to have today. I was tempted by the Vixen too, because this might well send slugs quite well with the unchoked CZ barrel. Even with a discount, it's around 5 times more expensive than what we've bought. I did get the Wolf compressor. This is a game changer. To have the independence of not having your bottle having to be filled is amazing. Also saw some sports match mounts for just £24, so I had to snap them up. There's a short clip of what we got. Please don't laugh. Vixen can sometimes be a bit sensitive.
This is a good-looking rifle.
Good looking and cheap, but is it legal? That's the first test passed, and that's a relief. What you can get is a power spike as it comes off the reg, and you don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep shooting it until we get past the reg. Already I can tell it's not quite right. The hammer tension's very hard, and this test revealed that it only could do around 20 shots, and that is kind of quite a bit below what it should be. They don't have the best shot count. This does have a regulator, a lane regulator, but yeah, 20 shots is no good. The scope isn't a bad scope. I mean, it's not for me, but it's okay. The mounts I don't like. They look like they could be budget mounts, so they're going to come straight off. And it will gather dust in our collection of scopes that we never use, the scope graveyard. The parallels were set to 15 yards, and that will become relevant later. As mentioned in the intro, we're going to strip this right down to check that it's safe and there's nothing to worry about. Opening up the shroud and silencer part, it's a little bit off center, and I haven't opened one of these kind of shrouds before, but it's not what I was expecting to see. I don't really have time to sort this out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on an AirTech shroud that is very high quality, similar kind of carbon look. And when they do have carbon, that could be that they like it, or it could be that it's hiding something, like it's rusted, or there's something that you don't want to see. I don't think the seller intended to, but at some point in its history, there's a scratch all along this barrel. But to be honest, what I'm after is performance, and as long as there's not scratching inside the barrel, I'm okay. There's Loctite in certain parts, and that's what air gunsmiths usually put on, so maybe it has been professionally serviced at some point in time. I can see that the anti-tampers have been removed. There are 2 with this type of model, and that saves me the task for tuning it, because they can be quite hard to get off. There's a special tool that I didn't have to use. That's a bonus. There's way too much tension on the hammer spring, which makes me suggest that this tune isn't how I would like it to be, especially with the low shot count. My theory is that the reg pressure is really high, and they haven't removed the air restrictor. There is a little bit of corrosion inside. They're not to make me think it's going to blow up, but what I am going to do is replace it with a titanium air cylinder, again from AirTech, that apparently is rated up to 300 bar. It's twice the size, so there's going to be way more shots, especially when we tune this to how it should be. So we're going to carefully take off this pressure gauge and test the test the regulator pressure. Surprisingly, this reg pressure is about right at 105 bar. And we can see that the restrictor is still in place. If this restrictor is in place, then the reg pressure should be higher, maybe 125 bar, because otherwise what happens is they're putting up this massive amount of hammer spring tension to whack the valve open far too long, causing excess air to be released and the shot count to be bad. So it's just come out. Sometimes it's oxidating, it's hard to get out, so it's great it just came out. I'm going to put the valve back and put it together. Overall, I'm quite happy with the condition of this rifle. Stripping it right down, there's no rust, and everything seems to be in relatively good order. There are 2 ball bearings, one very tiny, and 2 springs, one very, very tiny. You can't even see it, but it's there. So be really careful when taking this apart. And you can see what it looks like. You don't want to lose that. The transfer port, again, was off center. You can tell that it's the original one's being drilled out. I'm going to replace it with one that that's been professionally done. Will it make that much difference? I don't know, but I want it to be right. So let's reassemble and take it out and see what this can do in terms of accuracy with pellets and slugs. All this took a little longer than I was expecting, and so I'm worried about losing light. I'm going to put a digital scope on this, and don't really have time to properly zero it. Wherever it is, there's rough zero. I'm going to aim off, and we're going to go through a really good selection for you of pellets and slugs in sub 12. This is the DNT Zulus 5x20. Start the pellet test at 40 yards with the Barracuda 8. That seems to work very well in my HW97K and my Red Wolf. And it seems to be a good start. That group comfortably fits under a 5p piece. Next is also by H&N, the Field Target Trophy. And this doesn't appear to be quite as good as the Barracuda 8. Next is the Barracuda Match, and at 10.65 grains, it's one of the heaviest pellets you can get. That is in 177. We can very quickly tell that this is an excellent pairing with this BSA barrel. So about half a 5p piece. Now for the lesser known Bisley Long Range Gold. Understand this to be lightest in test at under 8 grains. Pellet testing is a curious beast. This is grouping like a shotgun. These were really good in, I had a Ukrainian Zubra thing, and it works really well at them. The Bisley Magnum, that is apparently a Barracuda Match, but apparently it isn't. Didn't group as well as the Barracuda Match. This is where it gets especially interesting. The QRS is normally a solid contender, but it's just not stable. You can see that these are just wobbling through the air. Now, these are very narrow diameter, 4.49, millimeter, and I think they're just rattling down the barrel. The group isn't terrible, but they're unstable. Rifle pellets, they do a slug version as well that I like in my other BSA Ultra. Crossman Premiers fascinate me a little bit because they look such poor quality, but there are 4 touching here with 1 little flyer. When we look closely, we can see these seams on either side of the pellet where it came out the mold. And just looking, you just think this couldn't possibly have any accuracy, but somehow it achieves it, and I don't know how. JSB exact 8.44 grains. These were brilliant. And these were 4.53 diameter. So you've got the wider pellet that's really good, and then the narrow pellet that's not good. For slugs, in theory, this is what you want. JSB Heavy is usually my favourite hunting pellet. It did okay, but nowhere near as good as in my other BSA rifles. I wanted confirmation that the JSB exact 8.44 grain in the 4.53 diameter is the preferred pellet and a good pairing for this barrel. So I did this again in real time, so quite rapid shooting, and it handled it very well. These are same holding at you say one whole group. Is it? I mean, let me know in the comments. I think it's stacking 40 yards. Our first slug and test is our favourite outside of FX rifles, the Pro Hunter 9.7 grain. Haven't cleaned the barrel, haven't followed the instructions. It could be that, but normally get much better groups. The Pro Hunter 10.5, we had 3 of these land on top of each other. So very good accuracy with these ones. We're going to normally you find that it's either one or the other that the barrel takes to, and we're going to put this one forward for further testing. I'm having to rush, and what I don't want is cute little robins jumping in front of the muzzle. The light is closing fast, and I guess it's a way to see how the Zulus handles those low light conditions. It's a lot darker than you think. When I was recording this, the Zan 10s we find that can be pretty hit and miss. It's the Zan 13s that are coming up that we really think are, these are our go-to benchmark in terms of FX rifles, and we've seen good results in BSA as well. There is substantially more drop, as you would expect, because it's a lot heavier and slower. But they're very good in the wind. Check out our other videos. We feature these Zan 13s quite a lot in our videos on this channel. Wildman slugs. For whatever reason, we haven't found a sub-12 air rifle that sends these well. They come up much slower than the other slugs. And this, much like with the pellets, we had the long-range gold that performed a little bit like a shotgun. They do too. The rifle 10s, the 10 grains, these were very good in the BSA Ultra. This is an Ultra Max. The barrels are... We believe that the barrels changed around 2015. We think prior to that they were more suitable for slugs, and they did something to them after that. 2017, you got different barrels that aren't quite as good with slugs, and we're piecing it all together. As we mentioned, it seems to like wider pellets, so there's less friction when you put a slug down it. and it's kind of like light rifling, light choke, taper choke, and the land seems suitable. They don't cut deeply into the slugs, so you get the velocities. Like most of these slugs came out at above 10 foot-pounds, and obviously, you know, maximum 11. Zan lead free comes out a little slow. They're very hard projectiles. Backstrew is very good. So we're putting through the Pro Hunted 10.5s into the final round testing, and the Zan 13s and the Zan Z3. In retrospect, I think the H&N 10 grains actually did well, and we're going to do further testing with those 4. We did 2 further 5-round groups with the Pro Hunter 10.5, and both are comfortably covered with a 5p piece at 40 yards. We did the Zan 13s. There's 2 5-round groups. The first round there was a flyer, but the second round, that too, a 5p piece can cover it. And then the Zan lead free, which are meant to be 8.5 grains, but when you weigh them, they're actually 9 grains. They did really well in terms of accuracy. I mean, we did a test at 125 yards as kind of a bit of fun with these, and they're a very capable projectile. People who think, oh, they're lead free, just dismiss them, but there's more to be looked at with them. I prefer lead, as we all do. As you can see, these lead-free ones, it's almost as if they haven't deformed at all, but do check out our other videos if you're interested in expansion. We test with validated ballistic gelatin and can achieve some quite remarkable results.
If you want to see more of this content and more of my content, like, share, and subscribe.